Now, guys, let me ask you something. What would you do if you had a daughter and she was, let's just call it, abused and murdered, and the police gave up? What if the trail went cold, the suspects vanished, and your only option left was rage? What if grief wasn't quiet and private, but loud, furious, and painted in 10-foot high letters on a billboard? Because this is the movie what we're talking about, lads. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is not just a movie. It's a punch in the gut, and it's a raw nerve. It's the kind of film you don't just watch. You're blown away by it. And every man, every woman needs to see this, I think. Not because it's easy. It's bloody necessary. You know, it ain't a feel-good movie. I'm going to admit that. This is a wrecking ball. And at the center of that wrecking ball stands Mildred Hayes. Angry, grieving, unrelenting, played with god-tier ferocity by Frances McDormand. An absolute masterclass in acting by this woman. She won the Oscar. This movie doesn't hand you closure. It makes you bleed for it.
Peter.
The conflict is primal, lads. Justice versus apathy. A grieving mother versus a town that's just moved on. Everything's forgotten about. Mildred's daughter, dead. Her killers, unknown. And the police, shrugged shoulders, half-hearted excuses, dead ends. So Mildred takes out 3 billboards, and the 3 blood-red screaming monuments demanding answers, demanding accountability. Abused while dying. Okay, let's just leave it at that. We won't get too graphic here. Still no arrests. How come Chief Willoughby? Right? Boom, right there. The whole town is on fire. And that's the tension that drives this movie. It's not just about murder. It's about what we would do with our pain and how long we're allowed to hurt before we're told to shut up. I mean, really, that's what this comes down to here. And how long before people say, move on, Mildred, move on. But she doesn't and she won't. How many of us have been in that scenario where people are just, yeah, whatever. Move on, John. Move on, Peter. Now let's rewind a little. This is Martin McDonagh, playwright turned filmmaker. Now, he was the guy who gave us Bruges, 7 Psychopaths, and he doesn't make popcorn flicks, lads. He writes theatre with blood under the nails. He writes people who are broken, messy, morally grey, people you love and hate in the same scene. And Ebbing, Missouri isn't the place on the map. It's a powder keg, a fictional town that feels too real. Southern charm meets small town rot, and everybody knows everybody in all of those towns, and everybody has dirt under their fingernails. And Mildred isn't your stereotypical hero. That's the great thing about it, lads. She's foul-mouthed, violent, cold, and she's right. You can really relate to this woman. That's the thing. You're watching someone with rage against the machine, and you're on her side even when she's crossing all the lines. She burns we'll go there. She burns down a police station. Yep. You'll see it. She throws Molotovs. She punches a teenager in the face. But you get it. You understand it because the world didn't give her a choice. Then there's Chief Willoughby, played by Woody Harrelson. I mean, wow, man. He's not a villain. He's struggling through certain things. I won't give away anything about this part. He wants to help, but he's out of time. I mean, he's one of the good guys in a broken system here. And, that's what makes it all so kind of brutal. There are no easy villains, just people making choices in impossible circumstances. And then you've got Officer Dixon. Oh my God, Sam Rockwell. If there ever was a character's arc that goes from racist, violent a-hole to something resembling redemption, it's this dude. And you hate him early and hard, but by the end you're sitting there going, I kind of like this guy, Yeah, this film dares to show growth, not forgiveness, but absolution, but the potential to humanity, the humanity underneath the ugliest. Every scene is charged, tense, razor-sharp dialogue. like dark comedy really in a way too, that sneaks in when you're least expecting it. Like McDonagh is daring you to laugh while you bleed. And that's the thing. Three Billboards is funny in the worst, best, most uncomfortable way, because life, I guess, can be like that sometimes, right? Even in grief, people say the wrong things, people crack jokes, people F up. This isn't melodrama, it's human. Now, the real climax here, and we won't give anything away, isn't some explosion or reveal. It's emotional detonation, okay? Mildred, and I will say this, Mildred and Dixon, two people who should be enemies, they end up allies, co-conspirators, fellow broken souls. Now, they find a lead, maybe a guy who might be the guy. And that's all we'll say. It's one of the ballsiest endings in modern cinema. No tidy bow, no courtroom scenes, just a dive into the unknown. Two people connected by violence and pain, deciding to keep going. So, to pack this up, lads, okay. You don't forget this movie. You don't finish and walk away clean. It stays with you. It kind of lingers in your bones. That's the feeling I've certainly had anyway, and a lot of people I've talked to. It kind of haunts you. And Frances McDormand, she won the Oscar. Absolutely deserved. Sam Rockwell won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. Absolutely deserved. The film itself is a masterclass in tone, balancing heartbreak and black humor, rage and restraint. And look, every man and woman needs to see this, not just for the performances, which they're out of this world, but because Three Billboards asks hard questions. What does justice look like? What happens when it never comes? How would you react? How do we carry pain? And is it ever too late to change? You know, it's not a feel-good movie, but it's one of the best films of the 21st century. And I'm not joking you on that one. It is gripping, this movie. And you probably watch it 5 or 10 times, each time noticing something new, maybe a glance, a line, a twitch of the mouth. You know, McDonagh's writing it's that good. If you're ready to be challenged, shaken, maybe even maybe changed is maybe a bit too far, but maybe it will. Maybe it will help you, depending what kind of pain you've been in your life. You need to watch this movie. You know, I gotta say, and sit with it. Let it stir, man. Let it stir your gut. Let it make you uncomfortable, because that is what art is supposed to do.
Peter. Wow.